You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests. Love this song. The Cuckoo Two. Blake Martini and Jim Norton, Realty Pro 100, are in the house. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, sir.
I was going to say gentlemen, but I know better than that.
Oh, okay. You can do it. Tell
Yeah, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. World Soil Day. Krappenschnacht Day. Anybody have any idea what
You can explain that. Go
What
ahead.
is that?
It's a weird one. It's a skeleton in the middle of a tree. I don't
I don't get it.
It is what it is.
Yeah. National Repeal Day.
What is it?
I don't know about that one. We're not going to go there either. But I did notice that Jim Norton's in the house, so we do have a special for Jim Norton. And I don't know exactly what this means and if it's a solo event or a group event.
I can hardly wait.
Bathtub Party Day. There it is for you, Jim. It's Bathtub Party Day.
That's a party
Oh, boy.
day. I like that.
I don't know. I don't know if he's. I'm not.
I like my career, so I'm not saying any day.
And you know him longer than
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
So.
Gentlemen, that's fully clothed. Bathtub party day. Let's get something straight.
Okay. What'd you say?
Fully clothed.
What after that?
Let's. Oh, sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I did, didn't I?
We are going downhill
Yeah.
quickly
I
on
took
Ron
the
Siegel
hook.
Radio.
I took everything.
And having beaten anorexia, okay, we're gonna go with National Sasher Tort Day. And those of you that are not familiar with a Sasher Tort, you're missing out.
It looks chocolate.
sounds like a legal term.
Chocolate cake, whipped cream. I don't.
That can't be bad.
I don't manufacture any of these things, so I just consume them. This one looks like a pretty good one, so
Oh, that can't be bad, too.
can't be bad, right? I
No.
mean, if you're watching us on
Look at the
RonSiegelRadio.tv or in our socials, look at that picture.
Mm.
I wonder if I go over to Rockwell's today, if they'll have any Sasher Torts. Oh, well, let's
I'll
move
drive.
right along.
I'll drive you.
You'll drive, okay. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 126 points. The S&P 500 is down 4.6. NASDAQ is up 29.31. Oil is up 83 cents a barrel. And the number I watch most closely is down 8 basis points. That's the U.S. 10-year Treasury at 4.18. I'm going to tell you in the Mortgage Minute why these things are happening. But we are watching all of that closely because we like mortgages and we like helping people get mortgages and get out of debt. Now, getting into debt, we are in California, so I have to still stick with that part. $4.78 a gallon of gasoline is the average here in the formerly Golden State. Josh, you're down to 409. We don't seem to be dropping. You're dropping, and we're kind of sitting there. And loan officer assistant Arian, 306 in Utah. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there. Has anybody ever been to the Port of Utah?
Yeah.
I don't think there is one. So
Is there even a refinery there?
There's probably not a refinery. Probably the same refinery there that's in Hawaii.
Okay, there you
Right?
go.
We're still paying more money than Hawaii. But I know the governor. Well, I don't know him, but I hear the governor frequently mention that the oil companies are gouging California. Now, do you think the refineries are sending different oil or different business practices, are executing different business practices for Utah versus California? $3.06 a gallon in Utah, $4.78 a gallon in California. Well, maybe they've been listening to one of our favorites,
Such an idiot.
John Kerry.
Idiot.
So John Kerry's out there at this global summit. Yes, he probably took his wife's private plane because he wants to say that he doesn't have one. But he took his wife's private plane, I'm sure, saying that Chevron is not doing enough for global warming. Now, I don't own stock in Chevron, but if I did, I'd be saying, you know something? Do what's right, but make money. That's the job of a company's, the board of a company, the CEO, the business managers or operators of any company. It's not to execute John Kerry's fairy tale. That's not the idea. Take a look at when you try and execute these fairy tales. Budweiser. Anybody drinking Bud Light anymore? Other than Peyton Manning. I mean, he can't even give them away. Have you noticed the commercial? He says, Bud Lights are for everybody in the bar, and he throws them and it's incomplete. It's a whole different story. But the bottom line is, maybe people are starting to realize that what you say does matter. And that's why Blake wouldn't even talk to us this morning. But it's these big issues that are going on, and John Kerry coming out and making a comment like that just shows his stupidity, right? I mean, unbelievable, and he's still got a job. Well, I don't know. I'm sure that he didn't go through Congress to get approved for whatever the heck he's doing and the trouble he's causing. But did you see Moody's? They downgraded China's stock. I guess nobody from Moody's is going to be visiting China anytime soon, or at least not coming back from there. But they did downgrade their debt to negative, which is even worse than the United States debt. I mean, think about that one. And China, they can do the same as we can. They just print money. It's not a big deal. A lot going on right now in the world, and it's getting hotter. We're going to keep watching it for you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, when you sell your house, where do you plan to go? We'll talk about that. We're going to continue giving away a trip a day. Every day we're giving away a trip. Maybe eventually I'll remember that it's Hawaii, Lake Tahoe, or Nashville, your choice. We don't pay taxes. We don't pay fees. We don't pay gambling debts. But we're going to give away that. Transportation taxes and fees are not included, but we do get the hotel and all that good stuff for you. Nashville, Lake Tahoe, or Hawaii. And that's part of our gratitude program. Continuing next year, we're going to be paying somebody's mortgage every quarter. Limitations do apply. So you're going to have to get that details on that one. And if you're having trouble finding properties, did you see what we just rolled out? Yeah, we got it where you can off-market properties. If you want to see off-market properties, give us a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Again, that's where you reach me anytime, 800-306-1990. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP OTP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, how about the mortgage that pays off in half the time? A 30-year mortgage pays off generally in 10 to 12 years without a traditional mortgage payment. rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. Only locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year conforming loans down yesterday, 7.063. All these numbers I'm going to give you are yesterday's action. 30-year jumbo down 7.225. 30-year FHA up just a little bit, 6.857. 30-year USDA, that's the rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.76. And the best loan on the market for those that earned it, that would be the 30-year VA loan. It was up a little bit yesterday, 6.669. And if you want our market commentary, we do come out with that every morning as soon as the data allows. rsrmarketminute.com. rsrmarketminute.com. Let's take a look at what's going on in the markets today. That was yesterday's data. Today's data is the S&P 500 is down 3.99. It's not going to really matter. I'll tell you why in a minute. 10-year Treasuries down 11 basis points. That's a big move, 4.17. 10-year the mortgage-backed securities are up 10 basis points. That means the rates on that are down as well. And all of this it's data week. So a lot of data coming out right now, and that's what's driving the market. And it'll all end up on Friday when we get the fake jobs report. Oh, wait. We're going to get the jobs report for Friday, and they're going to correct all their errors from the last 2 months when they give us the revisions, which they do every month. Just crazy how they continually do that. CoreLogic, home price index. Black Knight, home price index. Both of those just released. CoreLogic reported that home prices rose 0.2% in October, now up 4.7% year over year. The October read is another new all-time high in home prices, which CoreLogic has continued to set each month since May. CoreLogic forecasted home prices will be flat in November and rise by 2.9% over the next 12 months, which is an increase from 2.6% in the previous report. Based on gains seen in the 10 months of the year, CoreLogic report is on pace for roughly 7% appreciation this year. Black Knight reported that home prices rose 0.2% in October, 4.6% year over year, 6th consecutive record high on home prices based on the gains we have seen through the first 10 months of the year. Black Knight appreciation is also on pace, 7% for the year. And I'm going to tell you that all these reports that are coming out right now that are giving forecasts for next year, they're all understated because none of them are forecasting or putting into account interest rates dropping, which will create a buyer frenzy, which will then push prices up even higher. Jolt's report this morning showing the job opening and labor turnover rate. Well, the previous month was revised significantly lower, once again revised, from 9.35 to 9.35 million from 9.55. And it came out today significantly lower. There was 600,000 below what was expected. So weakness in the jobs numbers is telling us that we're on track. Exactly what we've been telling you is going to happen is that the second quarter of next year, I've been sharing this right along. Second quarter of next year is when we're going to start really seeing significant drops in interest rates. Just throw that out there for you. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You got the phone. Make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's chat. We get all kinds of data coming out, and our friend Blake Vartanian is here. And he shared an interesting story yesterday. And I happened to go to and looked it up. And you got to, first off, you have to look at who the it's attributed to, which is the founder of Zillow, Spencer Rascoff. So that was the first question mark. Because, if you look at Zillow's valuations, they're generally wrong. And I looked at a report that I got this morning, and I don't know, I didn't send it over to Josh, unfortunately, so I can't share it with you. But Zillow was one of the worst of the forecasters when it came to property valuations last year, in the last couple of years. They're wrong this year again. And people look to Zillow all the time to get their information, which is fascinating. Let's go to the company that's wrong all the time, and that's where we want to get our data. But I digress. Blake shared a story that says from this founder that the real estate sector's, quote, unapproachable and complex, unquote, which is why he does not invest in real estate other than through some fund. Or when I was working at Merrill Lynch, Blake, here's the issue. When you invest in something and then you tell everybody on a public platform that this is what you're doing, it's called front running, and it's illegal, right? But here on this, this site, he says, well, I would only invest in Arrived and Picasso.
Yeah.
Right.
He founded one or both of those.
Right.
Well, yeah, he found the lead on it though is he's out of Zillow, correct?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not sure of his status, but he certainly made his mark in the real estate world with it.
Which the irony is if you remember, probably 5 or 6 years ago, when he was still very active in the company, maybe more, he listed his property in San Francisco.
I think it was 2015, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm dating myself.
I forgot about
that.
But
he was about 30%. The Zestimate was 30% off of the sales price.
Yeah, it's like 1.7 million on the Zestimate, and it sold for 1.2 something. I think, if I remember the article correctly.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Testament to accuracy.
Yeah. But here's the issue, and I shared this in a private conversation with Blake yesterday, that I'm not so sure that he's wrong here, that real estate, from an investor standpoint, is unapproachable and complex. Now, I think that a lot of people think they look at real estate and they see all these folks that have done ultra well in real estate. And they make the assumption that, okay, so if I buy a piece of property or I buy an investment property, I'm automatically going to make a lot of money. And I don't think that's necessarily true.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of
necessarily true.
factors.
I mean, that's you're correct on that statement. It's not necessarily true that you're going to make a lot of money, but you are going to do, if you do it correctly, you're going to do well. But
well, you know something, if I do open heart surgery on my friend correctly, it's going to be well too. But I don't know that I'm qualified to do
this
it.
isn't. Yeah, but I think you're kind of comparing it to something like I bought Bitcoin at 1,000. Now it's 47,000. I made a fortune.
Well, there's some people that bought it at 60,000 and it's 47,000. Yeah.
They'd be happy. And actually, that real estate has that possibility too. I bought a townhome. Can't remember what year, but
1867.
But it took 5 years for it to go to turn back up, and now of course it's I would say probably close to 30% higher than.
But here's my thesis here. My wife likes to watch these reality shows, the do-it-yourself DIY TV, DIY. And that Gaines or something, a Magnolia Peach or Peach Tree. I don't know what it is. And every one of them, they go through and they leave off set things that anybody with half a brain would know they're leaving off. You know, when they do the fit flips and whatnot, the rehabs. Right. And it just gives people the wrong perception that you can just buy a fixer-upper and you're going to make money.
But that's also what Zillow and this Picasso, they're about. They're like, oh, it's so easy to do. You don't have to do any work. We do the work for you. Real estate is a great mechanism to make money, to have a nest egg, to retirement. But you do, like anything, you do have to work at it. You just can't go in and say, oh, I want to invest $50,000 in one of your deals in Picasso or something, and then sit back and watch it, because you're not in control of anything.
But wait a second, is that not the better way to do it?
Well, I mean, it's
a different way to do it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think, for us, we've spent our whole life in and around the real estate profession, right. So it's more natural. So I can understand the complex part of it, but the unapproachable part is the part I really had the issue with, because it is complex and it can be difficult for someone who's never had any experience with it to comprehend all of the terms that we use and all the acronyms, the acronyms and the methodologies, because it's like any virtually most money making mechanisms. I thought a lot about this too, whether it's an annuity or you go to a Delaware statutory trust. There's all these disclosures and costs that are buried into the documentation that the average person probably would have a very difficult time maneuvering through. But so is signing up for Medicare. Right. And so I go, those are just everyday life things that we have to maneuver. And if you've ever read a life insurance policy,
well, no, wait, some of us are not old enough to sign up for Medicare.
Well, yet. Yeah, I understand. I'm just exploring that myself. So I got it. But Jim is already certified. So go ahead, Jim.
You guys like my class?
Yeah. Well, those of you that are in that age group with Blake, I'm just going to throw this out there. We have had Jill Takahashi on here. And I can tell you, just because I was helping somebody with theirs, she makes it really, really simple. I sent her the name and birth date and address of the individual. Then she said, here's the policy that works for you. And oh, by the way, no cost. You're going to get your silver sneakers, Jim. So you can go out there and go and work out. I don't work out, obviously. But there are ways of doing that. So if you want information on that part, I just throw that out there. Not that I have anything to do with it.
That is exactly what we're saying here with Zillow. They're trying to market.
Hold that thought. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we will have our raffle giving away a trip to Hawaii, Nashville, or Lake Tahoe. We don't pay transportation taxes or fees or gambling debts. But we're going to give away that trip. We're continuing every day while we're on every live show we do this month. We're actually giving that away. We're going to talk more about our mortgage payment giveaway. We're going to start that for every quarter next year. When you sell your house, where do you plan to go? All that and more. Between time off their number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And that is one of the sites that gives you valuations of your property, historic valuation. If you want current valuation, if you're thinking about selling, you need to talk to a professional realtor, even a site like this, which gives you 4 different values of your property, 3 good ones. And I know you're going to look there, so we put Zillow on there just to go with the other good ones. So rsrmoney.com. When you sell your house, where do you plan to go? If you're thinking about selling your house, you may have heard the supply of homes for sale is still low, and that means your house should stand out to buyers who are craving more options. But you may also be wondering, once you sell, how does the current supply impact your own move? And will you be able to find a home you want to buy with inventory this low? One thing that can help you find your next home is exploring all your options, including both homes that have been lived in as well as those that are newly built. Let's look at the benefits of each one. Pros of newly built homes. First, let's look at the advantages of purchasing a newly constructed home. With a brand new home, you'll be able to create your perfect home. If you build a home from the ground up, you'll have the option to select the custom features you want, including appliances, finishes, landscape, layout, and more. Number 2, cash in on energy efficiency. When building a home, you can choose energy efficient options to help lower your utility costs and reduce your carbon footprint. Number 3, minimize the needs for repair. Many builders offer a warranty, so you'll have peace of mind on unlikely repairs. Plus, you won't have as many little projects to tackle. Number 4, have brand new everything. Another perk of a new home is that nothing in the house is used. It's all brand new and uniquely yours from day one. The pros of existing homes. Now let's compare the perks that come with buying an existing home. With a pre-existing home, you can, number 1, explore a wider variety of home styles and floor plans. With decades of homes to choose from, you'll have a broader range of floor plans and designs available. Number 2, join an established neighborhood. Existing homes give you the option to get to know the neighborhood, community, or traffic patterns before you commit. Number 3, enjoy mature trees and landscaping. Established neighborhoods also have more developed landscaping and trees, which can give you additional privacy and curb appeal. Number 4, appreciate that lived-in charm. Another word for being old. The character of older homes is hard to reproduce. If you value timeless craftsmanship or design elements, you may prefer an existing home. The choice is yours. When you start your search for the perfect home, remember that you can go either route. You just need to decide which features are most important to you. As an article from Mortgage Report says, quote, when building, you gain more freedom to tailor the design, materials, and features, but it demands more time and involvement. Conversely, buying an established home offers immediate occupancy, yet may require compromises. Your choice should align with your budget, timeline, customization, preference, and the local real estate landscape, unquote. Either way, working with a local real estate agent throughout the process is mission critical to your success. They'll help you explore all your options based on what matters most to you in your next home. Together, you can find the home that's right for you. And don't forget, rsrperfectoffer.com. rsrperfectoffer.com. We go through and explain to you how you can get your offer accepted on that perfect home. rsrperfectoffer.com. If you have any questions, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Continuing our conversation, Blake Vartani and Jim Norton are in the house. Realty Pro 100 is the company. We've been chatting a little bit about this report that came out on Yahoo Finance, attributed to Spencer Raskoff, founder of Zillow, talking about the real estate sector is unapproachable and complex. And my thesis here is, in many instances, investing, you can make a lot of money in investing and you can lose a lot of money in investing. What's the difference? I'm going to throw out there guidance. I worked at Merrill Lynch for many years. I watched a lot of people lose a lot of money in the stock market. A lot of people make a lot of money in the stock market. Guidance doesn't guarantee you success, but it sure helps a lot. And Blake, you made a comment earlier, and I want to go back to that, and then we'll go to Jim's also. But you made a comment earlier that, this is your second century. I didn't even say that, but second century in real estate, which is true. I mean,
sometimes it feels like it. Well, it is second century because
right?
I started another one. That's true. Very true.
Okay. So, but, it's easy for somebody like yourself who's been doing this for a long time. If I walk up to you and say, Blake, what's the LTV and the ARV and all those things? You know all those things.
Yes.
The average person on the street doesn't.
That's true.
And you can help guide them along that path. If I put my money into Berkshire Hathaway, I'm going to make money over time, right? Warren Buffett has proven over time he's a great investor, right? And his team. Guidance is a big issue. And you were saying that before that, this guy, Raskoff, if the average Joe goes and tries to start fixing and flipping properties, I would be willing to bet my neighbor's house that, they're going to lose some money.
Well, remember, they were buying homes.
Right.
They were flipping homes at Zillow, and they lost a lot of money. And it was all over the media that they lost a lot of money. I think it was 70,000 homes, and they had to sell the portfolio for a substantial loss.
Right.
Mhm.
So and they supposedly were able to hire good people.
Maybe, yeah, I think it was 70,000.
So-
Might have been 7,000, but it was a lot.
It was
anyways.
a huge amount.
Yeah.
It was a huge amount of properties, and they took a huge loss.
Yes.
And got out of the industry, and they might be back into it again, but whatever.
Mhm.
But that's those iBuyer things that really hurt people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But guidance is a big issue, and paying somebody to guide you is not a crime.
No, and in the real estate profession, the nice thing about it is you get the guidance and you only pay at the end of the transaction when the deal closes, which assumes that there's a reasonable amount of satisfaction in the outcome, because if the client's not happy, they're going to pull out of the deal.
Sure. And then I can get, for a fixed rate, I get all of your expertise.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you guys are going to come out there and do everything you can, because you don't get paid, as you said, until the transaction closes.
Can I just share an example real quick?
Absolutely.
So in the 1987 stock crash in October, the week before, I was cold called by a securities guy from Prudential Securities, and I won't mention his name, but he pitched this investment that he said had 11 years of straight run up. That should have been my first clue.
Right. Don't buy that one.
Don't buy that one. I shouldn't have bought it. And I put $50,000 in because I'd had a really good year and I needed a place to put some money. So I parked it there. Literally 3 weeks later, after the crash, my investment was worth $25,000. It was worth half. And I got so disappointed. I said, I'm going to pull the money out and I'm going to go out and buy collector cars. Now, today, if I held on to the cars I bought with what started with that money, those cars would be worth over $2 million in cumulative value. And they were the same kind of cars that my dad said, get those pieces of junk off my driveway in 1975, 76, 77, right? Because they were all American muscle cars in top rate condition. And so when you watch the auctions and you go, well, that car that originally sold for $4,000 back in 1968 or 9 or 70 is some of these auction prices are in the millions of dollars, depending on how rare that particular car is, but definitely into the hundreds of thousands for a much broader sector.
Right.
It's the same thing in the collector car world as it is in the real estate. It's all about location, 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 and what is the return on that passive, in passive income on that investment. So not all investments are the same. Not all opportunities are the same. Not all rentals are going to give the same kind of return, and not all, how do I say this? Not all areas are going to return the same kind of potential. That's why it's location, location, location.
Sure. Did you ever happen to look at the stock portfolio and see what that would have been worth all these years later?
Oh, probably $20 million. No, given the tip to buy Apple in 1997, and $10,000 was what I was pitched to invest. And my brother reminds me constantly that would have been worth about $6.6 million today. But it's not important because I'm only 4 months away from being old enough to retire at 65 as a thing. So I don't look
You're
back on it
with
too much.
You're going to get it all back from the government.
Yeah,
but here's the issue that we really want to get out is that there's a lot of different places. And for somebody to say, so here's the thing I look at with this article is unapproachable and complex. Well, most anything that's going to make you money is going to be complex, right? There's, if it's not, and I'll throw in there why I immediately say when something's gone up for 11 straight years, don't buy it. Ask any stockbroker, go online and look for a scattergram. The things that were really good last year, generally not the things that are going to win this year.
Right.
Right. So you don't have to be a genius for that. You just look at it and you understand those things. But real estate does offer a great opportunity. I'm not going to poo-poo that. I'm just going to say, if you don't have any experience in it, hire somebody that has the experience and learn. I even say that, guys, about real estate agents. Right? It's pretty simple to go and get a real estate license. It's easier to get a real estate license than a license to cut hair, which in my opinion is pretty foolish. But they don't have any mandate for apprenticeships.
The cosmetology requirements just dropped from 1,600 hours down to 1,000, and so because I was intrigued by how many hours that profession puts in to have their license.
Do
and
some quick math,
and how
Mike.
quick it is to get your real estate license.
Yeah, do some quick math.
Yeah.
So 52 weeks in a year, let's just call it 50, and 40 hours a week is 2,000 hours.
Yes.
And you just said it takes 1,000 hours. So you have to work a half a year full time to get the license.
Yes.
After going to whatever schooling you need to do that.
And still pass the test.
And still pass the test. Real estate's like 90 days or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can take your test, I think, in 54 days or something.
If you read fast, 30 days.
And here's the issue is I've had my license for 9 years, and I'm the first to admit I'm not qualified to help somebody in a transaction.
Right.
I can help them with the financing all day long.
Right.
Hire somebody that knows what they're doing, and not just because they know your mother, your brother, or whoever. I'm sorry, I went over again. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. I'm looking at Josh here, and come on, guys, where are you? And we're going to do our raffle when we come back. We're going to leave out our Your Credit Matters segment because I talk too much again. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio at any time. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. It is the season of gratitude. And we are very appreciative that you listen to us on a regular basis. We really like that. We know you have many places to go, many places to get information. We work hard to give you a good show every single day. And as a thank you, if you're in our database, you're going to be on this wheel. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you're seeing a wheel spinning around, and I can't see any names that are on there. You probably cannot either. In just a couple minutes, or a couple seconds, Josh is going to push the button. But if you're on our database, you're able to get in here. We don't qualify anything. We just put you right on the wheel. If you're not in the database, rsrraffle.com, rsrraffle.com. Get into the database. Why aren't you there? We send out all kinds of good information to you. But we're going to push this button. Josh is going to go ahead and hit the button there. Go ahead and hit it, Josh. It's going to come up with a name. Whatever name comes up, I have no idea what it'll be.
Me.
That's going to be the winner of this trip. Pedro Zuniga. It is our winner today. You have until Wednesday, December 6th, 7 p.m. to claim your prize and let us know, do you want 6 days, 5 nights in Hawaii, 4 days, 3 nights in Lake Tahoe, 4 days, 3 nights in Nashville? Transportation, taxes, and fees are not included, but we have the certificate for you. We also don't pay your gambling expenses. But go ahead and give us a call, Pedro. You can call us. Smoke signals sometimes work. Direct messages, Instagram messages, rj@ronsiegelradio.com. They all will get to us eventually. But that's how you win that one. And for those of you that are our past mortgage clients, or you refer a mortgage client to us, as long as it's legal, because there are some areas where it's not legal, we're going to pay somebody's mortgage. We're going to raffle that off, limitations apply. The end of every quarter in the coming year, end of every quarter, we're going to pay somebody's mortgage payment for our past clients, or if you refer somebody for a mortgage where it's legal. So just watch for that one coming up as well. Continue our conversation. Blake Vartani and Jim Norton are in the house. Realty Pro 100. Just chatting a little bit about real estate and the fact that, you know something? It's a great industry. It's a great investment. But you have to understand, what are you doing? And just like anything, I wonder how many people, if we went online and looked, how many people lose all their money going to Charles Schwab? Not that they're a bad company. Because, you guys, well, not Jim, but Blake, I know you work like 12 hours, 16 hours a day. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Jim's working 12 to 16 minutes a day. He's almost retired.
Sleep 16 minutes, 7 hours.
No, but
I still have to give him half my money.
Oh, yeah.
That's the deal.
That was the second,
Laurel and Hardy. It's
the second grade.
Yeah, we understand.
Give me your milk money too.
He was a little older than me, and he caught me in the schoolyard, and that's where it all started.
But my point is, how does somebody in just a fleeting minute, I see something online, think that they're going to compete with somebody that's spending, hours a day, weeks, months, years, decades, of studying something and practicing something? How do you think you're going to compete with that?
Well, that's the sales pitch of these websites like this gentleman has. And that's what his basis of his position is that we'll make it easy. Nothing to get in, everything's simple, simple, simple. You want simple? Here's simple. Take your house, list it today, buy another house. Take your first house, go see Ron Siegel, get a second on it, take the cash, buy a second house, and move into that as your primary residence, rent out your other residence. You're now an investor, and it's over. There's your complexity. Now, I had more trouble saying that than doing it. It's so easy.
But I'm going to go back to the same thing. Is it easy?
Yes.
Well, I don't know the laws on leases. And I know that California is a pretty litigious state.
You can. It's just like anything else.
You just can't do what you want when you want.
Yeah.
Right, and that's my point. Because I'm going to still submit, Jim, that I need a property manager, and yes, it's going to cost some money, but they're going to protect me from doing the paperwork wrong, doing the lease wrong, getting in, maybe even having a lease in the wrong area, Santa Ana, or any of these type of things, right?
Well, you're not. You can either do your own analysis to find the
So you study.
property. You can do it in conjunction. You're not going to get any of that additional information off a website,
Right.
but you're going to get that information off of an agent that's experienced at it. Then they're going to help guide you through it. Now, let's say you say, well, I don't understand leasing. Well, you don't, maybe starting out. So you hire a property manager, you pay 10%. So you rent it for $3,000. It costs you $300 a month out of the $3,000. Maybe your net goes down a little bit in terms of your return to you. But at the same time, within a year, you'll understand it. And but that doesn't mean your property manager is depends on how many years he's had it. To this day, I still experience when I re-rent something, I still experience stories I wouldn't think I could have predicted. I couldn't write this stuff. Some of the people that come in.
When you're dealing with the more people you deal with, the more
there'll be
stories
a
you get.
straw person. I'm renting it, and they're not. Oh, can I pay cash? Why are you paying cash? Just strange things. But at the same time,
But at
that's
least
just
you know
all
the red
educational.
flags.
Doesn't
Not
mean I
all
know
of
them all.
None of
There's
us
new
know-
ones every day.
Well, but that's because you're smart.
Right. But at
And
the
I
same,
don't, the reason I say that you're smart is anybody that thinks they know everything
Right.
is an idiot.
there you go. That's
Right?
exactly how.
I mean,
That's why you're
You've been
cautious
doing
about
this
whatever you
for
do.
all this time,
Right.
and you realize there's still more to learn.
Well, you can't predict that a pipe might break on your rental, and you'll have to have a repair or
So
something.
let's take that right there as an example, Jim. If the pipe breaks on the rental, do I know how to fix it, or do you know do I know how to fix it? No. Do I know who to go to? Maybe. Do you know who to go to? Probably.
Absolutely. I know who to go to.
Oh, Pat, be careful of saying that Jim's right. But I prefer to be mortgage free with $5 million in equity, which I am. Okay, well, you know something? I'll debate being mortgage free because that's high risk in my world. But right. So, but I understand where you're coming from, Pat. And I'd love to have you come on the show and we'll debate mortgage free or not. That'd be great. But Pat has a great service that gives a lot of great information on the real estate sector. So
the simplicity, I guess what I'm trying to say is it is not unapproachable. It is relatively
you can learn it as long as you work at it.
Well, and you can learn it as you go. Like I said, we can debate all about a good bad property manager. But let's say you don't understand the leasing side, you don't understand the paperwork side, you hire a property manager, but as you go through that process over the course of a year, you'll learn about property management. You can still maybe you find that you're having more it's more beneficial for you to be the person that acquires it and lets them manage it, and you want to acquire another and then let them manage it. You don't want to tie your time up with that. Maybe you want to do it all. Strangely enough, when I first started out building homes for myself, when we were doing home building,
you did it all?
Did it all, and I did every closing.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. But by the time the last one, we did the last track, I didn't do my own. I like.
Well, at least you knew it. Nobody could pull the wool over your eyes.
Well, and I wanted to go through. I sort of had the idea that I wanted to also see every part of it.
Sure.
And so that way, when I hire somebody the next time, I will know exactly what their job is.
Sure. Well, and I don't want us talking past what Pat shared, because that's really impressive to have $5 million in properties with no mortgage. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
You followed a formula that allowed you to be financially independent and to have that kind of equity because you invested in real estate at some point to have that $5 million in equity.
Sure.
So whether you want to get off the cycle of investing, that's a personal decision when enough is enough.
When you get to the point
and that's the American dream.
But
right, is everybody gets to live to their standards and not be dictated to what the outcome looks like. And so congratulations, Pat. That was really impressive what you shared.
And absolutely. And Pat makes a good point here because he says, I sleep well at night.
Yeah.
right? Because
in
he's
the-
got that.
Can you do that in the
There's-
stock market?
There's tremendous value in that.
I mean, you can make money in the
Absolutely.
stock
That piece of
market, but can you do that where you have that secured equity?
And no one's going to ever take that away.
Right.
Right.
And I always say no one came into the world understanding the real estate process. You weren't when you were 9 months old, you had no clue. It doesn't matter what family you're born in. And so
Right.
we all had to pay our dues to learn it.
Exactly.
And some people pay a higher level of dues. than
Higher
others.
tuition.
Yeah, higher tuition.
Right?
Yeah.
If you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
Wow.
Been there,
Drop
done
the
that.
mic on that one.
Drop
Ron.
it down. Drop your mic.
Been there, done that.
We
So I'll drop
appreciate
mic
you
with you
we
on that.
appreciate you tuning in to Ron Siegel Radio. As always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
It's July, getting paid by the hour and older by the minute.